Hi everyone, I'm Denise with Spiritual Growth Tarot. Today I'm going to read on Rod Rosenstein. I want to look at his karma and his future. I'm especially interested in his role, if any. I think most likely he had a role in the border camp situation. He at least kept quiet about it. To me, karmically, he would probably be just, at least one under or maybe equal to Jeffrey Sessions and his zero tolerance policy. So there's that. But also his role in the obfuscation of the Mueller report, and it's probably right there with Bill Barr as far as keeping things quiet and on the down low and trying to protect Trump. So anyway, I'm going to get started, drop the camera down, and be right back. Okay, cards are all shuffled. Let's see, Rod Rosenstein's, the forces in motion currently going on in his life. And I'm reading this on April 23rd, 2021. Ooh, 10 of Wands. Wow. Okay, his biggest challenge. Yeah, Knight of Cups reversed. Okay. The karma that he brought in this lifetime to heal. Wow. Lovers reversed. And the 5 of Wands reversed. Okay. Let's look at his karmic past here, besides what he brought in. Okay, the Star and the Ace of Cups reversed. Okay. And then let's look at the karma that's hanging over him, currently, presently. Present karma. Wow. Oh, goodness. Okay, so Temperance reversed and the 2 of Swords. Okay. And then I'll just do 4 cards for his future. And I'll leave it up to my guides to let me know whether it's professional or personal. Okay, Justice reversed. 6 of Swords reversed. I think I know what that's about. 8 of Pentacles straight up, and 3 of Cups. That's interesting. Okay. Oh, I get how these go together. Okay. All right, so let's focus here first with the 10 of Wands. Well, currently something is really overwhelming him. Of course, this could be, with the Wands, it can be news that comes out. It can be, information. Of course, that could be Swords as well. But this has to do with what he's done in the past, is what I just heard. So that tells me that he might be trying to get out from under a struggle and a big burden where in the past he had limited view, limited vision. This is like, one foot in front of the other and it's hard to see the forest for the trees. And with this Knight of Cups here reversed, this has to do with acting in ways that are deceiving and heartbreaking and disappointing and more bad news. This, I believe, has to do with the fact that, there's a few things, because we have to remember, and we have these cards here that have to do with immigration, he was okay with, children being separated from their parents at the border. So there's karma about that coming through right here. I guess the biggest thing that's weighing down on his soul. But he may be in denial about it with this Two of Swords up here. And this Temperance up here, I don't know why I'm drawn to this area, I'll just go with it. With this Temperance reversed, this is showing this is his imbalance in his soul, where he just made a really bad decision. He made a bad decision, and it's weighing down on him. I don't see cards that indicate that he regrets it, but I do think that he does, even though the cards aren't indicating that. This is really heavy just in and of its own. We also have to remember that he led us to believe that the Mueller report was, like Mueller was able to just independently work, when actually he was under the guidelines of the Office of Legal Counsel, which had to do with, you can't indict a sitting president. So he didn't look further. Mueller was not able to look into certain things that he wanted to, probably. We don't really know. Makes me wonder if I should read on Mueller at some point. I don't know. You guys let me know if you want that. But he was, he was right under Jeff Sessions with his zero tolerance policy. Rosenstein was right under Jeff Sessions, and I don't know, maybe he needed to get out from under his burdens and grow a spine, and it didn't come through. I feel like there's some self-sabotage that happened with him. I want to be compassionate towards him, but he was one of the people that caused a lot of damage, and if he would have just called out what was going on and risked losing his job, then none of this would be here. Everything would be completely different. If he would have resigned and then spoke up, and maybe have been part of an investigation that could have happened, way before Trump's impeachment, and it would have been of a different nature. But, he's Republican, so what can I say? He's stuck to his guns there. Okay, so past life karma with the Lovers reversed, again, needing to grow a spine in relationship with others, needing to learn how to love himself. This is the karma of regrets and losing relationships. So, of course, he would give himself away in order to have connection, because connection is a real need for us humans. So, yeah, he got lost in that, and he has, with this Five of Wands reversed here, he has compromised himself. So, through relationship, he compromised himself. Interesting. Okay. Past karma, so past life, this lifetime, he brought in this, but then this past karma in the past, has to do with, I think he liked being in the limelight. I think he liked having money and success, and but he shoved down his emotions. Kind of liked being a little bit of a star, but he shoved down his emotions. I'll never forget that, I don't know if you call it an address or whatever, but when I think Bill Barr stood up and said some things, and him and another guy were behind, and basically Barr, I think betrayed everybody and stood up there and acted like everything was fine. And Rosenstein was off to the right side of Barr. If you're looking forward, I guess it would be Barr's left side, actually. And just kind of shocked, like a deer in the headlights. And if you look at photos of him online, I always do that before while I'm shuffling the cards, because it helps for me to get into their karma. He looks to me like he's in some shock in his soul. And he's stuffed down the feelings about it. So, okay, so I've gone into his current karma already, or what's hanging over him. So I think I'm pretty clear with this. Just that, blocked feelings. So past and then present, nothing has changed, and he's in denial about the blocked feelings, blocked emotional body that's, held up in the past, where life force can't flow freely and keep him, connected to present reality. Because in his mind, like what happens when we're in that vicious circle of these distortions of the soul here, what happens is that, a person just goes back in time, and then they project that past onto the present, and it keeps the vicious circle going because it creates the future. So the way to dismantle that whole vicious circle is to meet the pain. He hasn't done that because he went towards latching onto relationships in order to be seen and have some connection. Stars connect. So, yeah. So there's no change. There's no change. He is currently 56, so he's approaching his second Saturn return. So, and he's a Capricorn who has recently had Pluto cross over his sun. So maybe there's some work going on, but I don't see it, and I don't see it here. I don't see the inner work happening. It's repeating on the unconscious levels, and he's, because of his denial of his feelings, his emotional reactions in the past, he can't get to his pure feelings. And therefore, in the future, he's going to feel like there's some injustice coming towards him. He's going to have legal issues, and the corruption and the deception, especially around the the border camp crisis and separating the children. The immigration. This is immigration in this context. And also it could be that he doesn't get away to calmer waters. This could even be a divorce. Justice reverse can be a divorce. This could have been a really painful divorce as well. Past, they brought in from past life. But then again, in the old days, people didn't divorce, so I tend to see it more here. So legal issues, really difficult, challenging karma, corruption, and of course it has to do with him being trapped. He's going to be trapped in the legal issues. And this may come down soon. This may come down quickly. That's really interesting. Now, these connect, I think, to the details of all the work that he did behind the scenes, being okay with that zero tolerance, family separation policy. Because what was underneath all that, with Jeffrey Beauregard Sessions, had to do with, we're going to teach them a lesson. Yeah, go ahead, bring your kids over here and we'll rip them apart from you, and then nobody else will do it anymore. Meanwhile, they made money off of that, and holding people in those camps at the cost of $725 a day per person, crowded them in cells, gave them, they slept on the floor, little mattresses on the floor with the aluminum sheets, and then COVID hit, and meanwhile separated the children. And now here we are trying to, I think we've gotten 1,000 or so, or 1,100 families together, but there's still at least 4,500 kids separated from their parents. Parents were deported back maybe, by now. I'm not sure about that. That's all a big mystery. But anyway, his karmic future has something to do with what he's working on, and his reputation. So his reputation is going to really, really suffer, because he was, I'm not seeing this as celebration, I'm seeing this as he was, I think he made money off of that. I think he was part of that cabal that made money. Because why else would he do it? I could be wrong. Let me pause the camera quickly and shuffle the Kipper, and we'll see what did he do in the past. You know, is he guilty of receiving money? Okay, give me one moment. Okay, so the camera's all dropped down, the cards are shuffled, and I'm going to read on just the past. What did Rod Rosenstein do in the past? And especially in relationship with the family separation policy at the border. What did he do in the past with that? Or anything, actually. I'll leave it open, but this is not going to be about the future, only the past. Oh, there we go. Wow. Yeah, okay. So I may or may not layer a few cards over, but let's look at these. So the theme going on here is there was communication of any type. It could be verbal and written. You know, verbal, written documents. Communication that is probably causing him on a soul level a lot of worry, a lot of this is the same as that 10 of Wands we had down here in his tarot reading, as the forces in motion. So you know the past is repeating now in the present. So he's burdened. His soul is burdened. He's like tortured with regret, is what I just heard. This is his self-sabotage. So this is how he aligned in communication, verbal and documentary-wise, you know, written-wise, with people who had money, because this card knights to this card and back over here. These people, wealthy man and the mature man, they're both successful and they have money. So this could have been Jared. This card could hold could be the placeholder for Jared and Stephen, the little guy. What's his guy? Oh my, is it Stephen Miller? Yeah, Stephen Miller, the little guy that looks like, you know, someone from the Nazi Germany past. What's his name? Goebel or whatever that guy's name. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Anyway, money, support, and money. And he was in on it. That's what he did in the past. So here's our confirmation. And we do have the child card, so we could say children. And the marriage card has to do with partnership. Does not have to be his marriage, but partnership. So he was in partnership. These two cards right here touch. He was in partnership with a wealthy man. So this would be Jared and Stephen Miller and anyone else that's a little younger than him. And then this card, Knights, over here. So there was lots of like meetings and you know, teamwork and negotiating, and again communicating, because you have to remember in Kipper these cards all influence each other when they touch, And then you read his bookends, and you do the knighting, and you get the message. So I'm trying to make this as clear as possible. It's all right here. He negotiated and had teamwork with well, that causes actually is now causing him despair, I think, and maybe even did past then. I get this feeling of him going along, just going along with these people with money and power. And even though he didn't like it, he did it anyway. He gave himself away. It's very sad. He gave himself away. So he not only hurt himself, he hurt others, because that's how it is. When we're not in our integrity, we hurt ourselves and others, and then we have to work through it and make amends, and it's very challenging. But in the past, this wealthy man brought in, this change. He altered. This is Jared and Stephen Miller, who altered the trajectory for children. And there were all these people on board with it, or all these partnership. This is the business partnership. This is the business partnership with the wealthy younger people, younger than him. And he's in despair over it, but then again, it caused so much despair. Remember, when it was all happening, I think that even though I don't have the theft card here, which would indicate distraction, I think he was a part of putting out a certain message that made it seem like it was all legal and it was all okay. These are the rules and these are the regs. This is what we do. This is the judicial process, and it's okay. But it's not. Just because it was legal in Nazi Germany to kill people, on a soul level, on a spiritual level, it's not okay at all to remove someone's free will like that, to impose your power. So remember, this is not the future, this is his past. So he aligned with the supportive older people above him because he decided to just go with, these are the rules and the regulations, and I have to go with it. And he colluded. So he, maligned with the malignant forces, and he colluded. Excuse me. Yeah. What else about this change card? Let's see. Well, this has to do with moving, moving the children. There was money exchanged. He did receive. Remember, we had the Three of Cups. It's going to come out that he was one of the people, I think, that did receive money, because we've got the two money people up here. Although, you know what, though? I don't have. Let me look and see. Did he actually receive money, or did he just feel like it was, part of his job? Let's see. So I don't want to accuse somebody of something they didn't do. Oh. Yeah. Money he didn't have to work for. All he had to do was go along with it. These children were moved. There was teamwork. There was a business arrangement. And yeah, he did receive money. Oh my goodness, hold on. Again, only the past. Okay, so here now we have the full story. these two cards together, sex trafficking. This can be a card of sex when it's not bad health, you know, because it's somebody horizontal. In some decks, it's, you know, two people together. I mean, there's two people here, but two people like closer together. Now, in some of the Kipper decks, it's that way. Movement through vehicles, sex trafficking, payment. In his intimate circle of people, and that's what's causing him the most regret. This, I get the feeling this time, in the context of this reading, this has to do with the White House. This has to do with the Trump administration and what was going on right there within their intimate circle of people. And then now we do have the false person, which is, you know, dishonesty and theft and cheating, false pretenses, you know. So he was part of all of that. So, wow. Okay. I can't tell you how long I sat and prayed for only the truth to come through, because I do not want to, you know, I don't want to be putting stuff out there that isn't true about someone's karma ever. And I do that with every one of these karmic readings. I wish you guys knew how, you know, where my intent and my focus is. It's not to blame anyone for something that they're not, you know, they haven't done in the past. I'm just looking at the past. But I'm also holding the space of, you know, we're all human and we all go through things and we all will evolve and get back to, you know, the true love and bliss and integrity that we are. So I hold that for Rod Rosenstein as well. But this is his karmic past. And yes, he was paid. For entertainment purposes only. Goodness. Okay, you guys. Well, sending you lots of love. Hope everyone is well and happy and that you take good care. Okay. Bye.